Peace be to us. Assalamualaikum. Omar here, physician assistant, or physician associate and health educator. So it is the month of September, and we just got through acknowledging September 11th, which is of course the anniversary of the terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. So I think the Pentagon is quite often forgotten and overshadowed because the attack on the Twin Towers was so visually devastating. But I just wanted to, I guess as a tribute to those who lost their lives and those who were directly affected by the terrorist attack on 9/11. Do I guess a memory of what I was experiencing as a PA during that time. So my wife and I at the time lived in Foggy Bottom, and this was September 11th, 2001. So we lived relatively close to the Pentagon. So I remember when I heard that a plane crashed into the first tower. I thought it was an accident, and I don't remember. I don't think I was seeing patients at the time. I think I was in my office, and somebody said, there was a plane crashed into one of the towers. I thought, okay, accident. But then when we saw the second plane going in, we knew this was a deliberate attack. So everybody that was involved in our clinic left to go home. But of course, everybody in DC was trying to go home at that time because the next attack was on the Pentagon. And I thought, okay, I live near the Pentagon, so I happened to be on my bicycle. That's how I traveled. I was close enough to the hospital where I worked that I could, it was about 3 or 4 miles away from where my wife and I lived. So I was biking, and I saw the smoke coming from the Pentagon. You could actually smell it. And I wanted to go help, but my wife talked me out of it. We had our son was about a year old, and we had our daughter was on the way. She was my wife was pregnant with our daughter, so our second child. So she said, well, why don't you stay here with us? We really need you. And I was like, no, I gotta go use my PA skills to try to help. In retrospect, I think it was better that it was good that I didn't go. Sometimes there's a rush to go help, and you think you can help, but you actually get in the way of people who are trained in disaster relief. I didn't have any disaster relief training, and I might have actually impeded the progress of the amazing firemen and EMT folks that were probably already on the scene. But I always pray and hope and pray for that those who lost their lives, and that they rest in peace and grant solace to the families who lost loved ones. There were those of us that lost friends and loved ones in those terrible attacks. And I think in many ways it united us as a country, and in many ways it divided us as a country. But we still acknowledge that event every September 11th. But I would like to know what you experienced on 9/11. If it affected your life in any way. Okay, that's it for now. For those of you guys that have an interest in being a physician associate, it's a great profession. You can do a lot of good. You can be one of the people that help during times of disaster, of which we're continuing to have many. Certainly not on that scale, but we're having geological or weather-related catastrophes, so floods, hurricanes, of course, in Hawaii, the terrible fire, things like that, mass shootings. Those are always going to happen, unfortunately. But as a PA, you can be trained to have the ability to effectively help those who are victims of these events. If you guys have an interest in becoming a PA, feel free to reach out to me. I'll leave my contact information in the description. I wish you guys the best of success in your positive endeavors. Peace.